Hey, this is Kristin from Drive Mode Show, and I am here with HondaPro Jason, the one, the only, the awesomest HondaPro Jason. How are you today?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Awesome.
Good.
I am a big fan of Honda, as are you, obviously. I
Yes.
remember my parents had a Honda Accord back in the late 80s, maybe. Yeah, it was like an 88,
I
and it
think
was a
87.
manual.
Yeah, my parents had an 87 LXI is what it was called. It was a four-door in dark gray. I think they only made them in dark gray that year. I think there were so many of them, but yeah.
I think the first new car I ever bought was a Honda Civic EX Coupe.
Okay.
It was one of the cute little two doors, and I got an aftermarket sunroof. And the question that everybody asks me when I tell them that is, did it leak? Well, no, it did not. It did not leak. It was great. I loved that little car. It had everything I wanted. You know, it was top of the line Civic at the time. And I
Yeah.
think the Civics now are better than ever.
They're like the older Accords. They are. They're bigger and they handle better, and they have so much awesome technology in them, and safety's all like standard for Honda now. So they've come a long way.
Yeah, and what Jason recently told me was that he goes through not only the owner's guide, but the owner's manual, which is maybe 700 pages of information. So he knows Honda vehicles inside and out, which is very specialized and very smart on your part,
Thank you.
that you're specializing on this particular. So what I want to know about Honda is, what is Honda doing really well right now? You know, either that you think people should know, or that maybe is under the radar.
Well, a lot of people might or might not know Honda in their engineering. They have a lot of customizable features in the car. A lot more customizable features that most people can see from the outside. Things, for instance, like your door locks. So you have a little key fob with your car, and some of the key fobs in Honda have driver one and driver two on them, which most people know. Driver one, when you grab the door handle, you open up, it moves your seat and sometimes your mirrors to the correct adjustments if you're shorter or taller than the other person driving the car. What a lot of people don't know is with Honda, you can also customize all of your door lock settings. So all your door lock settings can be set for you. So when you grab the door handle, either just your door opens up or all the doors open up. When you put the car in drive, all the doors can lock or none of the doors can lock. So there's 8 or 9 different settings you can set to customize it just for you. Because some women might want the door locks customized differently than some men.
Right.
And you can customize everything from the remote start to the way the heating and air conditioning turns on and turns off. Because I know with me and my wife, I always like the car a little bit cooler than she does. So every time I get in the car after her, I'm always like, oh, I have to press the button up or down, you know? But with the customized door locks, I get in the car, it automatically sets to my preference. So
And is that hard? Is that difficult to set up?
It's so simple. It's so simple. In fact, the personalized settings for the temperature control, it actually just stays at the last control when you left the car. So there's no setup at all. If I set it up for 68 degrees, no matter how many times my wife drives it, the next time I come in, it'll be at 68 degrees. Because that was when I set it last with my key fob. And then the door lock settings, you just go into 2 setting screens and you set them up exactly how you want it. And because you open the door with that door lock key, it automatically memorizes it for that key fob, and you're done. So it's super simple.
Way to go to Honda for mitigating the husband and wife thermostat wars in
Yes.
the car.
Yes, for sure. And it's just, I mean, even with the dual thermostat, when you drive the car, you want yours at 70 and your husband might want his at 68. And then when you drive the car, or he drives the car, it flips the other way. So however you want it automatically works, which is really cool. So that's as far as customizable. And that's what I train a lot of the salesmen on when I go out and I do personal trainings around the world, is that if a customer uses these customizations, they probably won't go to another car after 3 to 5 years. They'll want to buy another Honda because their Dodge, for instance, or their Ford doesn't do that. And they've been using that feature for so long, they've become accustomed to it.
What is Honda doing that's better than the competitors?
I think Honda, because they're an engineering company, and obviously they're a car manufacturing company, but their number one priority is not to sell as many cars as possible. Their number one priority is to be a company that the public needs to exist. So if you look at their big range of products, from power equipment, from lawn mowers to edge trimmers, to boat engines, to cars, to motorcycles, to jets.
Ooh, motorcycles, yes.
Everything. I mean, Honda makes the widest range of products from any auto manufacturer in the world. And it really comes down, I think, to the engineering and their thought process when it comes to safety and when it comes down to things like the environment. So they've already pledged that in the UK, in Europe, all of their cars will have some sort of electrification by 2022. So that's 2 years away. Yeah. Every car you buy in Europe will have some sort of electrification, which means after that, it'll come to the US. So all their cars will be either electric or some sort of hybrid version with electricity, which is amazing. So just thinking about the environment in that way, not thinking about how much money can we make on each car, thinking about how we can, they have a tagline is blue skies for our children, which is basically like, hey, listen, we want to make the lowest emission vehicles to keep, the skies blue and everything, the environment going good for our kids and our grandkids. So as far as an auto manufacturer, they have the lowest emissions, CO2 emissions of any major manufacturer in the world next to Tesla. And Tesla is just all electric. So that's not really a fair comparison, but it goes Tesla and then Honda. And they, like I said, they make for cars and trucks, they make a wide variety. So it's not like they just make little Civics. They make Odysseys and Ridgelines and Pilots that, aren't as gas efficient as a smaller vehicle, and still the numbers are the highest.
Jason, what kind of car do you drive?
I have a 2017 Honda Civic Type R. It is the only one, it is the first one that was ever painted Phoenix yellow.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
Phoenix yellow.
Yeah, a quick story. I bought my car in just outside Albany, New York, at a place called Mohawk Honda. And let me go back one time. About 4 months before I bought my car, I flew out to Swindon, the UK. And this is where they build the cars, where they build Honda Civic Type Rs. There's only one factory in the world that builds them. And it's in Swindon in the UK. I flew out there to watch my car being built. So I jumped on a plane, flew out there. I got to film the entire thing. It's on my YouTube channel. It's awesome. And I got to watch my own car being built on the assembly line. I get to take a drive in it. And I picked it up at Mohawk Honda just outside Albany, New York. I drove my car for about 3 months, and I dropped it off at a body shop where I had the entire car taken apart and spray painted a color called Phoenix Yellow, which is an old Civic Type R color. And when I mean taken apart, every bolt, every nut, every washer was taken off the car. It wasn't just like the panels came off. The entire car was taken off all the way down to the frame, just like it was before it was put together. It was spray painted like it would be from the factory and put back together that way. The reason I did that is because Honda didn't make the color Phoenix Yellow, and it's an old Civic Type R color. It's a classic color from the late 90s, early 2000s. And Honda never made that color, and I thought they should. So I took my car apart and spent a lot of time. It was 8 months to paint the car and a lot of money to paint the car. And when Honda corporate found out that I was doing it, they actually sent me a message, and we jumped on a phone call, and they said, we really wish you wouldn't do that. I'm like, why? They're like, well, we just don't think you should paint the car that color. It's a brand new car. And I think some of their fear was, if I took the whole car apart, would it go back together correctly? And would I have issues with it? And if I had issues with it, would I talk about them?
Yeah, so sure.
The car went back together brilliantly. There were absolutely no issues whatsoever. In fact, I think it's kind of better than it was before. It just feels tighter. When you think about it, it's a one-off. Every bolt, every nut was tightened to the exact specification. It wasn't done on its big assembly line. So I think let's just say it's as good, if not better than when I first got it.
You had like your own Build-A-Bear Honda.
I had my own Build-A-Bear Honda. So they painted the car Phoenix Yellow, and it got, everyone loved it. I mean, all the posts and all the videos and all the places I brought it, everyone loved the vehicle. And people love the vehicle so much that Honda has just recently announced about 3 months ago that guess what? For 2020, they're coming out with a Phoenix Yellow Civic Type R.
That's cool.
Which is crazy. So not only are they coming out with that color, I have a special roof on my car that's made out of carbon fiber. It's like almost a black look. And then there's a hood scoop on the center of the hood of the car that I also have carbon fiber that looks very much like black. And then black wheels. So Honda's coming out with a very special edition for 2021 in Phoenix Yellow. They're going to make 1,000 for the world. 600 are coming to the US. And it's going to have a black hood scoop and a black roof. So it's going to be an exact replica of my own personal car.
So they're not going to call it the HondaPro Jason edition?
They are not. They're calling it the limited edition. And that's a story for a whole nother video. Yes, yes.
I personally think that the Type R has the best manual that's available for a mass-produced car because it's so smooth and easy to use. I don't drive manual hardly ever just because I don't get the chance that often anymore.
Right.
But I think that one's so easy to use.
I agree. Honda's clutches are usually pretty easy and the gears are easy to find. So whenever anyone came in, when I was selling cars, I sold cars for 20 years. And whenever anyone came in, they say, hey, listen, I really want a manual car, but I don't know how to drive manual. The first thing we would do as a salesman is we go to the used car section. We pick on old Honda and we teach them on an old Honda because it was the easiest one to teach people on.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. What would you like to see Honda improve?
Wow. Advertising. Their advertising. I'm a big fan. So I follow Honda worldwide. And Honda in places like Australia and Europe and Canada, their advertising is amazing. And then when it comes to Honda advertising here in the US, it's good, but it doesn't really grab you. It's kind of a little bit, just kind of soft. Acura is starting to get into a little bit more edgy advertising. I just think an advertisement, especially in video, it should grab the consumer. It should be, oh, whoa, that's cool. And now in this day and age, it should be something you want to share with your friends. Like a good ad, in my eyes, is an ad that you see and you want to post on your own Facebook page or retweet and say, check this out. This is so awesome. And that's where I think Honda's missing a little bit in their advertising.
What vehicle do you think of the 2020 line everybody should take a test drive in?
The Honda Odyssey.
Wow, unexpected.
Right? That's why I want everyone to take a drive in. Because it is unexpected. Because people don't think you think minivan. And you think soccer mom, and you think what everyone else thinks when they think of a minivan until you drive it. The seats are super supportive. They kind of hug you a little bit. The power, 280 horsepower, 10-speed transmission will blow you away. I mean, it has a lot of torque. If you turn the traction control off, it'll spin the tires, and it handles good on long distances. It's amazing to drive. The stereo is outstanding. So it handles great. It's a minivan, but it looks good. It handles great. It feels good. It's comfortable. It's got lots of power. Safety is standard. I mean, all the way around. You don't get a safer car than Honda's, period. And Honda put every piece of their safety technology that's available in the Odyssey. It gets great gas mileage. So, I mean, it holds its resale value.
It does. My sister has her second Odyssey. She had her first one for 10 years. Yeah. I think it was 2008, and then in 2018 she got a new one. So you're right. The Odyssey.
The Odyssey.
We'll see that coming.
Go test drive an Odyssey.
Well, I think I've taken up enough time of yours today, but I really appreciate the insights into the Honda line. That's really awesome.
Yeah, no, it was great talking to you.
Have a great day, HondaPro Jason. Thanks for coming on.
You as well. And as always, I'm the Honda Pro, and now you're in the know. We'll see you later.
This has been Drive Mode Show. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to HondaPro Jason. Subscribe to Drive Mode Show.